Ryan grabs the alien's weapon, a sleek, deadly-looking energy blade, and uses it against the assassin. The final moments are a blur, Ryan fighting with everything he has, the two enemies locked in a life-or-death struggle. In the end, Ryan manages to overpower the assassin, using the weapon against the alien's own technology. The assassin's body goes limp as Ryan delivers the final blow, his last burst of strength ensuring the victory. The battle is over. Ryan stands, panting and bloodied, surrounded by his team. The assassin is dead. The threat is over. But the price of victory has been steep. Ryan looks around at the destruction, the wreckage of the base, the scars of the battle, and knows that this fight will stay with him forever. Humanity has won this round, but Ryan knows the war is far from over. He looks up at the stars, thinking of the next fight to come. The fight rages on, and with every passing moment, the stakes grow higher. Ryan knows that he can't win this battle alone. His team has been there for him from the start, each soldier trained to fight, to protect, and to serve. As the assassin closes in, Ryan's team is his last line of defense. They all understand the risks, but they remain steadfast, ready to face the enemy without hesitation. They are more than just soldiers, they are brothers and sisters in arms, each willing to give their life for the mission. But as the assassin's relentless assault continues, the reality of war starts to hit hard. The aliens' attacks are merciless, and Ryan's team, though skilled and determined, is no match for the assassin's advanced technology and overwhelming strength. The assassin cuts through them with deadly precision, one soldier at a time. The first to fall is Sergeant Bonner. He's a seasoned fighter, tough as nails, with a reputation for being nearly invincible in battle. But even he is not immune to the assassin's deadly strike. Bonner takes the first hit as the assassin appears from nowhere, his cloaked figure materializing in the shadows. In a split second, the alien's blade strikes Bonner in the chest, tearing through his armor like paper. Bonner stumbles back, blood pouring from the wound, but even in his final moments, he doesn't falter. With a pained smile, he gives Ryan a look that says everything: "I'll hold him off. You survive." Bonner's sacrifice is quick but powerful. He knows he won't make it out alive, but he fights anyway, delaying the assassin's advance just long enough for Ryan and the remaining soldiers to regroup. It's a selfless act of heroism that will echo in Ryan's mind long after the battle ends. Ryan watches in shock as Bonner falls, his life fading in an instant. The loss is devastating, and a deep pang of guilt gnaws at Ryan's heart. We're all in this together, Ryan thinks, but the truth hits hard: not all of them will make it out alive. The emotional weight of Bonner's sacrifice is heavy on Ryan's heart. He can feel the responsibility weighing down on him. Bonner gave his life for this mission, and now Ryan can't afford to fail. He can't let Bonner's death be in vain. As the battle intensifies, another soldier, Private Harris, steps forward. Harris is younger than Ryan, eager, with a lot to prove. He looks up to Ryan like an older brother. Harris is no stranger to combat, but this is different. This is survival. When the assassin breaches their position, Harris makes a split-second decision. He knows he won't make it, but he doesn't hesitate. Harris rushes the assassin, distracting him just long enough for Ryan to take a shot. The assassin reacts immediately, his weapon slicing through Harris's side before the young soldier can even reach his target. Harris's scream is one of pain, but it's also a cry for the team: hold the line. Ryan hears those words and feels a surge of anger and grief. Harris shouldn't be the one to fall. Yet, in the heat of battle, Harris sacrifices himself for the greater good, ensuring Ryan's team has a moment to breathe. His death is brutal, but it's also a testament to his courage. Harris's willingness to face certain death, knowing what he had to do, strikes at the core of Ryan's own resolve. The emotional impact of watching Harris fall, his life cut short in an instant, fuels Ryan's determination. He can't let this happen again. He won't let his team down. The loss of Harris adds another layer of sadness to the fight. With every soldier who falls, the fight becomes more personal. Ryan's mind races, he can't afford to let any more of his people die. He thinks of their families, their hopes, their dreams. They all have something to live for, but in this moment, it's clear that survival might come at the highest cost. As the assassin closes in, Ryan's sense of responsibility grows stronger. He sees his remaining team members, Sergeant Wilson, Corporal Lee, and Lieutenant Reynolds, fighting with everything they have, unwilling to back down. But even they can feel the pressure mounting. Ryan knows they can't keep fighting like this forever. The assassin is too powerful, too skilled. And then it happens. Lieutenant Reynolds, the team's tactical expert, makes a final, desperate move. With a knowing look, he tells Ryan to fall back, urging him to find a way to end the fight. "It's up to you now," Reynolds says, his voice low but steady. "Make it count." Reynolds knows he won't survive the next wave of attacks. He makes a run for the assassin, a final act of defiance, giving Ryan the time he needs to escape. Reynolds charges the assassin, engaging him in one last attempt to buy Ryan some time. The fight is fierce, and for a moment, it seems like Reynolds might have a chance. But the assassin is too quick, too strong. In the end, Reynolds' sacrifice is not in vain, it buys Ryan the time to escape, to find a way to fight back. As Reynolds falls, Ryan can barely hold back the tears. His comrades are gone. The weight of their deaths hits him hard, but he knows one thing, he's not done yet. Their sacrifices won't be forgotten. They will be the fuel that drives him to survive. Ryan's resolve is stronger than ever. With his heart heavy and his mind focused, Ryan makes the decision to end the fight. He can't do it for himself anymore, he does it for Bonner, for Harris, for Reynolds, and for every soldier who gave their life to make sure he survived. The final stand is upon him. Ryan knows that he can't do this alone, but he won't run. He will fight. He will fight for his fallen comrades, and he will make sure their sacrifices mean something. In that moment, Ryan becomes not just a soldier, but a man driven by the memory of those who gave everything for him to survive. And with that, the battle rages on, but Ryan's resolve remains unshakable. He will win, the battle has reached its most intense point. Ryan is on the verge of losing everything. The assassin has tracked him down to the very last corner of the outpost. Ryan knows this is it, the alien is about to strike the final blow, and there's no way out. The assassin, cold and relentless, stands over Ryan, poised to end his life. The dark shadows of the alien's cloaking device slowly begin to fade, and the glowing red eyes of the killer seem to pierce through the chaos, locking onto Ryan with unyielding focus. Ryan, battered and broken, can barely stand. His body is bruised, his armor punctured, and he's running on sheer willpower alone. Every move feels like an effort, and the weight of the losses he's endured presses on him with crushing force. His friends, his comrades, are all gone, sacrificed for the mission. And yet, even now, when defeat seems certain, Ryan refuses to give up. The assassin looms closer, his glowing blade ready to strike. Ryan's heart pounds in his chest, but something inside him shifts. He remembers the courage of his fallen teammates, their sacrifices were not in vain. He thinks of Bonner, Harris, and Reynolds, and their final moments. He can't let them down. Their deaths are not just memories, they are the fuel that drives his spirit to fight. But time is running out. The assassin is only moments away from finishing the job. Ryan is cornered, but in his desperate struggle, he notices something, a weakness in the environment. A large power generator sits nearby, connected to the outpost's energy systems. The assassin's advanced cloaking technology and deadly weaponry are all powered by this source. If he can take out the generator, maybe, just maybe, he can stop the assassin. Ryan doesn't hesitate. Despite the odds, he makes a split-second decision. He knows this will be his last chance. This is it. He must use everything he has left. With the assassin closing in, Ryan dives towards the generator, ignoring the searing pain in his body as he stumbles forward. The assassin doesn't understand what's happening until it's too late. Ryan reaches the generator and uses the last of his strength to set it off, causing a massive shockwave to ripple through the area. The explosion is deafening. The blast tears through the outpost, sending shockwaves that knock both Ryan and the assassin off their feet. For a moment, everything goes black. Ryan's ears ring, and his vision blurs as he struggles to stay conscious. The blast was powerful, but it wasn't just a simple explosion, it was a calculated strike aimed at the assassin's technology. Ryan had destroyed the power source that fueled the alien's cloaking device, weapons, and systems. The assassin, momentarily disoriented, staggers to his feet, trying to regain control of his systems. His once impenetrable cloaking device flickers in and out, making him visible for brief moments. The alien's powerful frame wavers, and the unnatural calm that had defined him begins to crack. Ryan has done it. But the victory comes at a high cost. Ryan's body is almost completely drained, and the explosion has left him severely injured. Blood stains his uniform, and his breathing is labored. But despite the toll on his body, there's a glimmer of hope in his eyes. He's done it. He struck the blow that may end the threat. The assassin, no longer the invincible killer, is now vulnerable. The alien lets out a chilling roar as his systems begin to fail. His cloaking device flickers and dies, and his weaponry malfunctions. For the first time, the assassin is exposed, not the unstoppable force he once was, but a flawed, desperate killer. The assassin's advanced technology has been rendered useless. The tables have turned. With the assassin weakened, Ryan knows his chances of surviving the encounter are slim. He can barely move, and his mind is clouded with pain. But something deep within him refuses to give up. The human spirit, resilient, determined, and unyielding, drives him forward. Despite the odds, despite the injuries, Ryan pulls himself to his feet one last time. The assassin, unable to fully recover from the damage to his systems, begins to retreat. He knows that he cannot defeat Ryan in his current state. With a final defiant glare, the alien disappears into the shadows, his retreat signifying his defeat. For the first time in this fight, the human spirit has triumphed. Ryan has forced the assassin to flee. As the dust settles, Ryan collapses to the ground, his body succumbing to the immense pain and exhaustion. He knows the battle is won, but at what cost? The outpost is in ruins, and the few survivors are left to pick up the pieces. Ryan's vision fades, and as the last of his strength leaves him, he feels the weight of what he's achieved. The assassin is gone, but so many have fallen in the fight. As he lies there, unsure of his fate, Ryan is aware of the true impact of this victory. This is what humanity does best. Against all odds, against superior technology and seemingly impossible challenges, the human spirit, the will to survive, has prevailed. The assassin is gone, and Ryan has made sure that his fallen comrades didn't die in vain. In his final moments, Ryan's mind drifts to the memories of his team, their sacrifices, their courage, and their strength. He thinks of Bonner, Harris, Reynolds, and all the others. They fought for something bigger than themselves. They fought for humanity's survival, and in the end, their bravery has ensured that the human race will live on. Ryan's fate remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: humanity will never back down. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, even when the enemy seems unbeatable, humanity's spirit will always rise. And in the end, it is this very spirit that will ensure humanity's victory over all who would seek to destroy them. The dust settles, the smoke clears, and the sound of the explosion fades into a haunting silence. Ryan lies on the cold ground, his body battered and bruised from the final confrontation. The fight against the alien assassin has taken everything from him: his strength, his energy, his comrades. He is barely conscious, his vision blurry and his body racked with pain. The assassin is gone, but Ryan's fate is still uncertain. He knows the battle has been won, but at what cost? His chest rises and falls slowly, each breath shallow and labored. His hands tremble as he tries to move, but his body refuses to respond. The adrenaline that kept him going has worn off, leaving him vulnerable and weak. His mind drifts in and out of consciousness, each second feeling like an eternity. But there is one thing Ryan knows for certain: he has done it. The impossible has been achieved. The human race, the underdog in this battle for survival, has triumphed against all odds. The alien assassin, once an unstoppable force, has been defeated by the ingenuity and courage of a single soldier. Ryan's actions have proven that humanity is not weak, not helpless, and certainly not defenseless against the powerful alien threat. As the minutes pass, the sounds of movement draw closer. Ryan hears the voices of his comrades, the ones who are still alive, rushing toward him. They call his name, their voices filled with a mixture of concern, awe, and relief. Slowly, they gather around him, lifting him up, supporting him as he struggles to stay awake. The leader of the unit, Captain Harris, kneels beside Ryan, his face a mask of respect and admiration. "You did it, Ryan," Harris says, his voice thick with emotion. "You saved us all." Ryan can barely respond, his lips cracked and dry, but he manages a weak smile. His mission, the one he never imagined would be his to carry out, is over. The impossible victory has been won. The captain signals for the medics to take Ryan away, but Ryan's thoughts are elsewhere. The faces of his fallen comrades, the ones who sacrificed their lives for him, flash before his eyes. Bonner, Harris, Reynolds, and the others, they gave everything so that Ryan could survive, so that humanity could survive. They are the real heroes, and their sacrifice will never be forgotten. As he is carried away on a stretcher, Ryan hears a voice booming from the loudspeakers of the outpost's central command. It's the voice of the commander, broadcasting to all of human space. This is a message to every human colony, every soldier, every civilian across the stars. The alien assassin, sent to destroy us, has been defeated. Not by our superior technology, not by our strength, but by the spirit of humanity. The enemy thought they could break us, but they were wrong. The human spirit, our courage, and our determination will always rise above the darkness. We will fight, we will survive, and we will win. The battle is far from over, but now we know, we are not alone, and we are not powerless. The words resonate deeply with Ryan. He is a soldier, a small part of the larger human struggle, but this moment is bigger than him. It is a message to every human across the galaxy, that no matter how powerful the enemy, no matter how overwhelming the odds, humanity will never back down. The fight for survival has just begun, but now there is hope. Ryan's victory, his defiance against the alien threat, has become a symbol of what humanity is capable of. As Ryan is loaded into a transport ship, his injuries being treated by the medics, the message continues to echo across the galaxy. The victory over the assassin becomes a rallying cry for all humans who are still fighting, for all those who have yet to face the alien menace. The humans, once on the brink of extinction, now know that they can stand up to their enemies and fight back. They have a new weapon, hope. Ryan's message, broadcasted across human space, becomes a beacon of defiance. It spreads from one colony to another, reaching the furthest corners of human-controlled space. His story, the story of an ordinary soldier who refused to run, who chose to fight when all seemed lost, ignites a fire in the hearts of the people. They now know they are not alone. They now know they are not helpless. In every corner of human space, the message is heard. People stand taller, their hearts filled with newfound hope. Soldiers prepare for the battles ahead, no longer afraid of what the aliens might throw at them. They now understand that they can defeat their enemies, not with overwhelming force or superior technology, but with the same spirit that Ryan had displayed, the courage to stand against the darkness and fight until the end. But the victory comes with a price. The assassin may be gone, but the war is not over. Ryan, though critically injured, knows that the aliens will return. There will be more battles, more enemies, and more sacrifices. But for the first time, humanity has seen a glimpse of its true potential. The war is no longer about who has the most advanced technology or the strongest weapons, it's about the strength of the human spirit. Ryan may not be there to lead the charge in the battles to come, but his legacy will live on. His actions will inspire countless others to rise up, to stand tall, and to fight for their survival. The defeat of the assassin is just the beginning of a new era for humanity, one where hope, courage, and resourcefulness are the true weapons in the fight for survival. As Ryan drifts into unconsciousness, the last thought that crosses his mind is simple, but powerful: humanity will never give up. And that, in the end, is what will save them all. But as he works, Ryan realizes something chilling: the assassin is never far behind. The feeling of being watched becomes overwhelming. Each time Ryan checks his surroundings, it feels like the assassin is closer. The alien is always a step ahead, anticipating Ryan's every move, staying just out of sight but always within striking distance. Ryan's movements feel like an open book to the assassin, and the pressure to stay one step ahead becomes unbearable. The clock is ticking down, and the tension is at a boiling point. Ryan can feel the assassin closing in, his presence growing stronger with every passing minute. Time is running out, and Ryan knows that if he doesn't act soon, he won't have any more chances. He begins to question everything: can he really outsmart a being so far beyond him in strength and technology? But deep down, Ryan knows one thing: if he doesn't fight, if he doesn't take every last shot at survival, the human race will be doomed. The assassin's presence looms larger, and Ryan begins to wonder if he's already too late. The situation grows more dire with every passing second, and the only thing that keeps Ryan going is the thought of fighting back, of standing his ground and refusing to become prey. The clock is ticking, and Ryan's survival hinges on one thing: outsmarting the most lethal creature the galaxy has ever known. The moment of truth finally arrives. After days of preparing and setting traps, Ryan can feel it: the air is thick with tension. The assassin has arrived. Cloaked in shadows, invisible to the naked eye, the alien begins his hunt. It's like a predator stalking its prey in the dark, and Ryan knows he can't afford to make a single mistake. His heart pounds in his chest as he hears faint, almost imperceptible sounds: footsteps, a low hum in the air, something moving just beyond his vision. The assassin is here. Ryan doesn't panic. He's ready. His traps are set, his mind is sharp, and his determination to protect his team burns bright. The first few moments are eerily quiet, with the assassin's presence only hinted at by small movements in the shadows. Ryan's team moves cautiously, trying to stay out of sight, knowing that even the slightest noise could give them away. Then, suddenly, the first shot is fired. A burst of plasma from the assassin's advanced weapon pierces the air, missing Ryan by mere inches. The alien's cloaking device shimmers for a split second, revealing a brief outline of the deadly hunter. Ryan's instincts kick in. He ducks behind cover, narrowly avoiding the next shot, and signals his team to move. The chase begins. The assassin's technology is formidable, his cloaking device makes him nearly invisible, and his weapons are powerful, capable of shredding through walls with ease. But Ryan isn't just any soldier. He's a survivor. He knows the terrain better than the assassin, and he's ready to use every advantage he has. As the team moves from cover to cover, Ryan's mind races, calculating every move. "Stay sharp," he calls out to his team, keeping his voice low. He knows that every second matters now. If they're going to survive, they need to stay one step ahead of the assassin. For a few heart-stopping moments, there's no sign of the assassin. Ryan's team holds their breath, waiting for the inevitable strike. Then, out of nowhere, the assassin appears. He's close now, too close. Ryan barely has time to react before the assassin lunges at him. With incredible speed, the alien slashes at him with a blade made of some unknown, ultra-durable material. Ryan blocks the strike just in time, the force of the blow sending him sprawling backward. His heart races, but he doesn't hesitate. He scrambles to his feet, eyes scanning the area for any sign of the assassin. The alien is gone again, his cloaking device reactivating, but Ryan knows he's still there, watching. The game of cat and mouse intensifies. Each time Ryan thinks he's found a way to corner the assassin, the alien slips away, becoming invisible once more. The tension is unbearable. Ryan's mind is working in overdrive, constantly calculating and adapting to the assassin's tactics. But Ryan isn't backing down. He won't let the alien win. He knows that the assassin's technology is powerful, but it's not perfect. If Ryan can just get close enough, he might be able to disable the cloaking device. That's his key to winning this fight. It's risky, but he has no other choice. Then, in a split second of pure luck, Ryan sees something, a shimmer in the air, a faint distortion in the cloak. The assassin is moving. Without thinking, Ryan charges, using the distraction to his advantage. He leaps over a barricade, firing a stun grenade at the spot where the shimmer had appeared. The explosion is blinding, filling the room with smoke and debris. For a moment, everything goes silent. The assassin's cloaking device falters, and for the first time, Ryan catches a glimpse of the alien, just for a second. The alien's eyes burn with fury, and in that moment, Ryan realizes something crucial: the assassin isn't just a killer. He's a predator who thrives on the hunt. He enjoys the chase, enjoys the fear that his presence instills in his prey. But Ryan won't give him the satisfaction. He pushes forward, his every movement calculated and precise. The battle escalates quickly. As the smoke clears, Ryan's team moves in, supporting him. The assassin, now visible and furious, engages in close-quarters combat. His movements are lightning fast, and his strength is unimaginable. He strikes with deadly precision, and for a moment, Ryan feels the sting of the alien's blade as it cuts through his armor. But Ryan's resolve hardens. He won't let this be his end. Not today. With a yell, Ryan drives forward, using a piece of wreckage as a shield to block the assassin's strikes. He knows this is his last chance. With a sharp motion, Ryan pulls a hidden EMP device from his belt. He activates it, sending a pulse of energy into the air. For a moment, everything goes still. The assassin's cloaking device flickers and shuts down completely. Ryan's heart pounds in his chest as the assassin's form becomes visible. The alien is momentarily stunned, giving Ryan the opening he needs. With a roar, Ryan charges forward, using his remaining strength to tackle the assassin to the ground. The two crash into the floor, and for a few moments, it's a brutal, chaotic mess of fists and fury. The assassin is stronger, faster, but Ryan's determination gives him the edge.